New investors think that there are no deals to be found on the MLS, and they are completely wrong. I find deals on the MLS, my friends find deals on the MLS. So in today's video, I'm gonna share everything I know about finding deals on the MLS and like my exact process when it comes to making the offers, how to do it, and the follow-up game. Because like it's actually very hard to find deals on the MLS. It's a lot of work, but I'm gonna show you how. And if you're new to the channel, my name's Justin You're Wrong, and I'm in the Future Flipper coaching program where I'm building my house flipping business. All right, so when it comes to finding deals on the MLS, the first and most important thing you need to do is you need to get pre-approved. And if you do not know what pre-approved means, it basically means you go to a lender and you get them to essentially like sign off or check off and say that you can afford the home that you're actually going to be offering on. So they essentially give you a letter saying that, yep, Justin here, he can buy this home. He's fully approved to buy this home and he qualifies for it. So that's essentially what you need. You need that letter. And to get the letter, you can do it in one main way. You just go to a lender and you ask for one. And then they're gonna ask you to send a couple things, fill out an application, like stuff like that, and you'll get the pre-approval letter if you qualify. Now, if you don't qualify with a conventional lender, and these conventional lenders are like often the banks that'll be like Wells Fargo, Chase, but also like your local lenders who will give you conventional loans where you're putting 20% down, 15% down, that kind of stuff. So if you don't qualify in that setting, which you might not, or you probably won't if you're like an entrepreneur, you don't have a consistent income or a lot of income, you probably won't qualify for that. So in that case, you'd have to go to a hard money lender to get pre-approved. Now, you can do this, but know that if you're gonna be using hard money, it has to be bought at a really, really good deal. And you can watch more of my videos to learn how to actually get the good deals. But when it comes to getting pre-approved with a hard money lender, you just gotta call up a hard money lender and ask. Same exact process that you go with a conventional lender. And also, if you don't know the difference between a hard money lender and a conventional lender, the hard money lender is essentially gonna be charging you a lot more interest and they're short-term loans. So with the conventional lender, you're looking at like a lot more long-term loans, like 30-year loans, low interest rates, monthly payments for the life of 30 years. With a hard money, you're looking at like 6 to 12-month loans. You're also looking at interest rates like 8 to 12%. They'll charge you points up front, which is essentially like just fees up front, which is like a percentage of the loan amount. So if they're lending you $100,000 and they're charging you 1 point, they're going to charge you 1% of $100,000, which is $1,000 up front. So they'll have like different things, but they're short-term loans, but you don't need an income to get qualified for them. Like that's the benefit. Like you don't need to have a solid W-2 job that you do when you get like pre-approved by a conventional lender. So just get pre-approved, like go to a hard money lender or go to a conventional lender. Like either one doesn't matter, just get pre-approved so you have the letter so that when you're actually gonna be making offers to all these real estate agents, they can take you seriously. Because the worst thing that could happen is you don't get pre-approved. And it's not the worst, but you don't get pre-approved. You go to these agents, you say, hey, I wanna buy this home for $300,000. Here's my offer. And they say, great, like, do you have a pre-approval letter? Like, and you say, no. And then they say, well, how do I know that you can actually afford this home? And then you're left like, oh, guess you're right. I should get pre-approved. Or you have proof of funds. So if you have a lot of cash sitting in your bank, which I'm assuming you do not, then you can also just provide your proof of funds by sending like a bank statement. But if not, which is probably the case, get pre-approved by a hard money lender or conventional lender, something like that. So that's step one, get pre-approved. Now I want to go over how to actually make offers on the MLS. So I've actually made a separate video on when it comes to like filtering through the MLS and like what kind of homes to offer on, but I really want to go over like the process of offering today. So what I want you to know, first of all, if you're going to be finding deals on the MLS, understand that you probably are not going to have an offer accepted on your first try or your first offer. So you make an offer on your first property or even the first offer on any property, it's probably not going to be accepted right away, especially if you're learning from me and you're trying to get homes at big discounts so you can flip them, wholesale them, rent them, whatever. Like if you're going to be offering low offers, just know you're probably not first in line. So I just want you to have that expectation like going into it. But here's what I really do. When I find a home that I want to offer on, which is essentially any single family home in Fresno, California, that's basically what I'm offering on like right now, is any home make an offer. Like, doesn't matter if it looks nice, if it looks ugly, whatever, like we're offering on it. Which is a lesson in itself, because you have to understand that volume is how you win this game of real estate investing. You have to make a lot of offers if you want to make a lot of money. If you're only making one offer a week, you're not going to get deals, or it's going to take a long time. Okay, so here's how you actually make these offers. And this is assuming you do not have an agent, because that's what this video is titled, is without an agent. If you're going to be making offers, you're going to have the listing agents represent you essentially. So let's say you find a home you want to offer on the MLS, and you obviously do not have MLS access if you're not an agent, unless you partnered with a realtor who is sharing their MLS access, which they're not supposed to, but they might. So you find a home you want to offer on, and I don't know what you're looking on. You could be looking on Zillow, Redfin, whatever, or you might have the MLS prospecting app from another agent or whatever, where you can search for homes and filter homes that way. So whatever you're looking on, it likely doesn't have the agent contact info if you're not an agent yourself, because they only provide that for the listing agents themselves. Now, if that's the case and they do not have the listing agent info listed, here's what I want you to do. I want you to type the property address on Zillow.com. When you type the property address on Zillow, it's still not going to give you the agent info, but if you scroll a little bit down on Zillow, it's going to have the agent name and their brokerage. And you can Google search the agent's name and their brokerage on Google. So you type their name in Google and you search, and their number is going to pop up. They're an agent, their number's like publicly blasted everywhere. So you just type their name into Google, search it, and probably one of the first search results you're going to see is their brokerage information with their phone number. So from there, you save the agent phone number and you text them, or you can call them. So the approach I usually take, because I'm making this in volume, I'll text first, and all I'll text is, hey John, would your seller entertain an offer of $100K for blank for this address for 123 Main Street? Now, obviously I have to crunch my numbers and offer what I want to offer, but that's all it is. It's just asking, hey, would your seller entertain this? Because it's going to be low. So most of the time they're going to say, no, we won't, I'm sorry. And that's okay. Like from then you just move on. You make more, make 100 offers, make 1,000. But that's all the initial text is really. And occasionally you're gonna get a, you know what, like you might actually, let's write that up. And from there you can say, actually, I don't have an agent, could you represent me? And I'm also looking for deals everywhere else. Like you can tell them your criteria and they can help you find more deals so that they can send you more investment deals. But that's all you have to say. You just have to say, hey, look, I don't have an agent. I'd love if you could represent me. And if you want to incentivize them even more, if you're not an agent yourself, and if you don't have like a trusted agent yet, you could have them also represent you when you go to flip the home, if your plan is to flip the home and not wholesale it. And then you could say, and I would like you to represent me when I go to list the home after I sell it. And if that doesn't give them motivation, like I don't know what will. Like agents, they work for commissions, and if you let them have the commission on the purchase and when you go to list the home, like they're gonna be super excited. And now when they go back to talk to that seller, they're gonna like try to encourage the seller to accept your offer because they're gonna get paid most. Like it's just how people work, you know. Everyone is in for their own self-interest, and that's okay. It works to your advantage, and it still helps people. And that is all you have to do for the initial offer. Like it's super simple, super easy. But to actually get deals, you have to do it thousands and thousands of times. Like you have to do it a lot. So like I'm saying, it's simple, but it's not actually easy. It's hard. Now, to actually get these deals, you have to follow up. Now, here's what the follow-up game looks like. Now, if you're still gonna be doing these texts or you can be calling, here's generally what I say. Like if initially the agent said, no, this won't work, like they will not entertain this offer, all you have to say is, cool, no worries, like I'll follow up in a month or so and I'll just check in. And I'm also looking for more properties under this criteria. Do you know anything else? Or if anything pops up, like would you be willing to send my way and represent me? Like you're essentially trying to get as many deals as you possibly can from all the agents you're going to be contacting. But when it comes to following up for the specific deals that you're going to be offering on, I typically follow up every single month, just kind of also depending on like what kind of deal it was, like if they were actually considering me or if they're like, no, like we're not going to consider this. So typically every month. And what I'll do is maybe if it's still active and it has not gone pending, meaning they have not accepted an offer yet after an entire month after you make the first offer. So here's exactly what I say when the home is still listed after 30 days of it still being on the market. I say, hey, I noticed 123 Main Street is still on market. Do you currently have any offers? We're still interested in buying. So that's all I have to say. And from then, like the agent will kind of give me the breakdown of like, you know, we don't have any offers. Seller's a little bit more motivated. Like maybe write up the offer now or something like that. They'll say whatever. But that's if the home is still listed. Now, if it went pending, here's what I say. So if they already accepted an offer after a month, it doesn't mean that you just give up on it. It doesn't mean that you lost the deal, because buyers back out all the time. And honestly, most of the deals I get on the MLS, I get after the buyer backs out, or maybe multiple buyers back out, and they come back to me because I've been following up for 6+ months, and then they go, you know what? We're gonna take your offer. That's how I get my MLS deals. I kid you not. It takes time, a lot of work, a lot of tracking. So you have to track your offers. But if it's pending after 30 days of making that first offer, all I say is this: hey, I saw 123 Main Street went pending. Congrats. We're still interested in buying in case the escrow goes sideways. So it's just kind of giving them a little reminder that, hey, still here. You can accept our offer. If your buyer goes out, you still have the comfort that you know that we're ready to buy, and you know I'm a good buyer. So that's essentially the reminder we're trying to send them, so that, if that buyer does back out, they'll come right back to us. And then I basically just follow up every single month until the property sells either to someone else or sells to me. That's it. It's super simple, but like I said, if you want to do this, you have to track everything. It's the only way to stay organized and know what you're offering on, where your numbers are. So a good thing that I like to use Podio. So I use Podio essentially as a CRM system, a customer relationship management system. I think that's what it stands for, but essentially tracks all my prospects and all my leads. And for every offer I make, every conversation I have with a realtor, it's all typed in there. I can track conversations so that next month when I reach out to them again, I can go, hey, I know last time we talked, this is what happened. How is it looking now? So you're able to understand what's going on with the property every single step of the way. You can also use literally a pen and paper and just have a stack of papers, and you just every single month track and follow up and call. That's actually how I started. I started with a pen and paper. That's how I tracked everything, all my leads. But I use Podio now. It's something online. It's free. It's easy. So that's what I use then. And that's all it is when it comes to finding MLS deals. We just have to make the offer, and you got to follow up. And don't think that you need to know everything at first. You don't. If you don't know what a contract looks like and you want to find deals on the MLS, you'll learn from working with the listing agents if you actually get an offer accepted. But there's no need to worry about all that stuff if you don't even have a deal. A lot of people, when they're starting, is they're trying to learn every single detail, but the more information people have, the less likely they're gonna take action. So that's what I'm saying, make as many offers as you possibly can on the MLS. Verbal, and these are verbal offers, these are texted offers or calling. I prefer texted so it's in writing, but you're texting these offers. When one hits, when they're you know what, let's write this offer up, the agent writes it up for you. You don't have to do the work. You don't have to understand it. They'll be asking you certain questions okay, how long do you want the escrow to be? If you don't know what that means, just ask them, what does that mean? Essentially, be open, be honest, and lean on the experts. So that's all I'm going to say about making offers on the MLS. And also, if you want help to grow your real estate business, click on the link in the description for a free strategy session. Peace.